For City Council, Norman Triplett.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Norman, or Greg Triplett, as I really refer to myself. I want to thank everyone for coming out this morning, especially the children. I know how it is to give up Saturday cartoons. A few things that I'll tell everyone about myself. I'm a local businessman. I run or manage the Hampton Inn here in town, and have been in the hotel hospitality industry for over 30 years. The last 26 years in the position of the general manager. I'm married, have children in the Marion Unit 2 school district, and also at John A. Logan College. The reason I'm looking at running for a position in the city government is I care. I mean, I live here, my children live here, I eat, breathe, and live here in Marion, and it's not right for people to have, I feel, not right to have disappointment in the way things are done if they're not looking to help improve them. I have a lot of good ideas. I think that they would be beneficial to the city, and I want to bring them out to everybody. As far as a few things that I would like to see that we can improve on are economics. I'd like to see grants, low-income assistance for residents. We can utilize the Community Development Block Grant Program to achieve these. I'd like to see us working more and planning more with the zoning departments to build and promote our Marion Main Street existing businesses. That will go hand in hand with the Star Bond project that's upcoming. The Star Bond project, of course, can be a great revenue generator for us, as it will bring a flux of business to the city. And we have to have existing businesses in place and able to create more sales tax income. The focus should be on family-oriented entertainment in that area. It's hard to sit and contemplate what will come of it, but we know that it is a grand opportunity for us, and we need to plan and look forward to it now. Also, some things that I would like to see everyone do is, of course, improve some communication within the government, our local government, our school districts, and everything too. I appreciate everyone coming out again. I have some information over at the table, some emery boards, pens too, for your use. Thanks a lot. Greg Triplett, please vote for me on April 5th.
That finishes the City Council portion of the introductions, and now we start the mayoral portion of the introductions. First up for Mayor, Robert Butler.
Thank you. I married Louetta Sanders from out east of Pittsburgh. We have, a few years ago, we have one daughter, Dr. Beth Butler, who is an instructor in the School of Social Work over at SIU. When I took office as mayor the first time, the city budget was $1,400,000. This year, we passed a budget of $44 million. Tremendous quantum leap. A lot of good things have happened in this community during that time, but it was not because of the Wizard of Oz. It was not because of one individual. It was because of a lot of people pulling together and a lot of capital being spent. That is why we have what we have today in Marion. One of the other candidates mentioned about working to enhance the downtown area. We've done that. We've kept the post office downtown. We've built a $12 million civic center downtown. We have encouraged business. We have made small city loans available for those business people wanting to improve their property. We have had that as one of our targets, that we're putting together a TIF district to help enhance business in the downtown area. TIF has been a tremendous economic tool. It has been misunderstood by many folks, but it is one of the greatest things that has come down the pike. You look around the communities in our area. Marion had its first TIF district in 1987. Marion is the only community that has had TIF districts. Carbondale had one in the last couple of years. Heron has just put together one. Marion is the envy of every other community in Southern Illinois, and one of the reasons is that we have utilized economic development tools at every opportunity. We, of course, have great plans. Star Bond project, somebody said, I don't know if I like that or not. I don't think the state can afford it. The state's got no money in it. It's going to be supported by the revenue that it generates. It's going to be a $300 million economic boost for our area. We have done everything we can to encourage that. We want jobs here, and the way you get jobs is to create and help new business, old business expand. We have had one policy at the City Hall. Anybody who wants to see the mayor can walk through the door. Anybody who wants to talk to the mayor on the telephone gets him direct. We have had our city council meetings on the website. We've had it on MediaCom, the internet. And I thank you much.
For Mayor, Robert Owens.
Thank you, Adam, and thank everyone for putting this together. I've lived in Marion for the past 40 years. I've served on the council 2.5 years of those 40. I've never been in politics before that I've done this. I was appointed to the council, and then I ran for council in 2009. I found it quite interesting being involved in city government and then working in other parties to get people to vote and how many people vote. In this election, there'll probably be about 2,000 people vote, a little over between 2,000 and 3,000, that will set the course of this city for the next 20 to 40 years, because of the important thing, like Bob said, is this Star Bond district that has been created, and the opportunity for Southern Illinois is just beyond imagination. It's going to reset the whole retail industry if we can make this thing come to fruition in the near future. I'm very fortunate. Martha and I have raised 3 boys in the area, and they all live within 5 miles of our house today, and the oldest one's 45 years old. To grow up in Southern Illinois and be able to make a living and stay in Southern Illinois is not the easiest challenge, as most of you know, because a lot of you over the year, I look out in the audience, had moved away from the area and moved back to this area as your careers had grown. Things that I see as issues for us is, number one, is managing the Starbound district. We're going to have signed contracts and do things that, and just like Bob said, it's going to be a lot of money. Right now, we're looking out there on the interstate. We're looking at $8 million investment that we're looking at contracts that have to be reviewed and thought put into them. Other things that I think we should pay attention to in managing the city, I think the employee handbook is extremely important. We set those policies. We need to abide by them. The hub TIF downtown, the development and the whole hub area all the way out to the Motel Marion is important. Rent One Ballpark, the issues we have there need to be looked at and handled in a way that will create a positive growth for Marion. The lawsuit on the TIF area with the school is unbelievable. The Illinois Star Center, the Northeast Sewer Project, I think Bob has brought stable to the government, but I think when we look ahead, we're going to have to look at a different form of government. The type of government we have is one of the few types in Illinois left. I think the short and long-term planning is extremely important, and it's got to be approached with a fair and reasonable approach for all citizens in the market. And I appreciate the time. Thank you very much, and I ask for your vote.
for mayor, Carolyn Swartos.
Yay! Got it. Thank you. Appreciate the Tea Party for putting this on and the opportunity to speak. There were 3 factors in my decision to run for mayor. It was not to debate the growth of Marion. We can all look around and see the growth of Marion. It was the means and methods by which we achieved the growth and adverse effects to that growth. One effect is our lost sense of community. Just like you see here, here's the government and there's the people. We have developed a disconnect, a disengagement from each other, and it shows in our low voting turnout. It's not just what we can build, but who we are as a community. We must reconnect and re-engage with each other. We must ignite a new spirit of cooperation and involvement. We must reach out as a good neighbor, partnering with other towns, and with combined effort, grow our region. We must be the town, we don't want to be the town on a map. We want to be a town we're proud to call home. And other towns aspire to become not just based on our enterprise, but on who we are, our civic character. What is our integrity? What do we build together? Our second concern is the current relationship with our schools. We are dwindling our resources for growth and education with litigation. Instead of being partners creating the best school system possible, we have become plaintiff versus defendant. This has to stop. Everyone needs to come to the table and mutually resolve these issues. The third factor was the way our city council conducts business. It not only generates lawsuits, but conducts the majority of that business behind closed doors. I will open those closed doors. A little bit of history back with Mayor Butler, as he'll remember. In 1963, when he first ran, he had 3 issues. A water pipeline to meet our supply needs. And after a failed City Lake attempt, we did get it. We do have the pipeline in 2010. Second was our city was to run like a business. But we have developed tax-exempt favors, raised county taxes to cover TIF-created deficits, bonds paying principal and interest on other bonds, and special announcements before each election. Lastly, Mayor Butler promised to run the city open and honest, with full knowledge to the city members on the council and the public. This, unfortunately, has not been kept. In 2007, the city was cited with 1,100...
That's time.
Thank you.
Thank you.